Hello, my name is Verna, and this is my mother, Rose Yazzie. She is the owner of this Rose Hogan. Her clan is Bitani. We're all from Bitani clan. Shema? Ate khwenzi nije do khain lenigi.
Oh. Yate. She Rose Yazzie konske. Bitani slon. Trochane basistin. Kodet in dasitsi. Det sanne tassinal. Kilitsini olgedu. Isin asaidat. Isinal. Akka isidistina aho. Konhastat.
So she just introduced herself in Navajo and explained to her about what she did throughout her lifetime, herding sheep and learning how to weave. She took care of flocks of sheep, and she would get up early in the morning, take out the sheep, and tend to the flock. That was pretty much what she knows. And from the flock of sheep, her mother taught her the art of weaving rug, how to shear the sheep, how to clean the wool, and using different types of vegetations here in the valley, she learned how to color a lot of the wool that she prepared for it. And then she learned how to weave. She probably wove more than 500 pieces of rugs throughout her lifetime. And that was one of the greatest skills that she had, and to supplement her income. And she would allow a lot of tourism to come into her hogan, and she would allow they would demonstrate and weave her rug in front for them. Rose Hogan was built in 1991. So it's about over 30 years old, and it is still standing. Most hogans stay standing for over 100 years. About the hogan, I'll tell you a little bit about the hogan. So this type of hogan is called a female hogan. A female hogan is primarily used for raising a family, as well as a lot of ceremonies that will take place in here. Our doorway of the hogan always faces the east. As Navajos, we believe all good blessings comes from the east when the sun rises. So at an early age, we are taught to wake up early in the morning before the sun rises, and then run to the east for as far as we can. And then when the sun rises above the horizon, we can go ahead and stop and then bless ourselves and do a short prayer. And then we turn around and come run back to the hogan. As we enter into the hogan, we always go to the left side and go around the fireplace. The reason for that is just how the sun travels across the sky from the morning all the way to the evening time. It goes in a clockwise direction. So that is one of the important things we have to learn, that we always go in the direction of the sun. The construction of this, or actually the materials of this hogan, are all made out of juniper. Juniper is one of the harder type of wood. Bugs and termites have a hard time eating through them just because of the way their fibers are inside the logs. Here in Monument Valley, we do not have a lot of juniper, so we have to travel to the higher elevation in the mountains to gather a lot of these materials. Finding and gathering the materials takes quite some time, and so a hogan this large will typically take 8 months to 12 months to construct. And going to the higher elevation, we have two areas that we go to: Cedar Mesa in Utah and then Black Mesa in Arizona. Both are quite a distance drive away, and it takes many trips. The first trip, usually all the posts, the post is usually this one right there all the way around. This Hogan has 12 posts, and the 12 posts represents the 12 calendar month from January all the way to December. The traditional Hogan is actually much smaller. It will have 9 legs. The 9 represents the 9-month pregnancy of a woman, for the time that she gets conceives and to the time that she delivers her baby. So each post represents each month that she goes through her pregnancy. Also, the shape of the Hogan is shaped as a belly. It's round. And our teaching is the earth is our mother. So inside her womb is where she protects us from the different elements of the weather. When it's cold, when it's hot, when it's windy, snowy, rainy. And inside here is where, we stay safe. The chimney stays open year round. That represents the belly button. And the heart of the home is actually the fireplace. The fireplace and the pipe represents the umbilical cord. It represents the umbilical cord. So that's our connection here to our Creator. As we build a fire, we use a cedar to put on the hot stove, and then we pray with it as our prayers are carried through the pipe to the Creator up in the sky. During ceremonies, fire is really important, so we always will have a cedar at embers, and a lot of our prayers are also stays tucked in here in this Hogan. So this Hogan had many ceremonies take place in here. So I'm pretty sure a lot of our prayers are still tucked in these crevices. All the logs are interlocking. There's no nails or wires that hold them together. Each log is cut at an angle where they're flush, so you don't really see a lot of gaps between the adjoining logs. And then once everything is constructed, remember everything always starts from the east. Each post from the east all the way back to the east, and then the beams all the way, so you kind of have that circular direction all the way till you get to the top. Once everything is in place, you make sure that everything is set in place, that the logs are not going to move at all. After that is done, the bark that came off of the logs is used as insulation, and it covers the whole Hogan all the way around. Inside, if we see cracks, we go ahead and put the bark inside the cracks to kind of conceal a lot of the where the dirt will come on top of it on the exterior surface. That's to prevent the sand from sifting through. The dirt that we use around here consists of little pebbles of rocks, and so it's much better to use it. We dampen the sand really good, and then at the base of the Hogan, it's usually about a thick. And as you work your way up, the layer of the sand thins out until you have a thin layer on top of the Hogan. That's to prevent it. You don't want too much weight to be put on the top. Once everything is set in place, the Hogan, the exterior, the doorway is the last to be put in place. And once everything is constructed, the medicine men will come and bless the home in each direction, from the east, from the south, the west, and the north, as well as where your fireplace is and our opening to the sky above. Prayers, songs are sung to bless the Hogan. Now, after that is done, the family is allowed to move into the Hogan and live in here or use it for ceremonial purposes.